Hello, my name is Abhay. I'm from Intelligence. I'm here to delve into the complex world of APP fraud and detection and discovery using AI augmented teams. I have two stories to tell you. One that outlines the problem of APP fraud, a persistent challenge that costs the industry hundreds of millions annually. Another of an AI augmented team that produces a solution rapidly. APP fraud, we've known about it in the first half of 2023. Losses were over 200 million. We don't have the data for this year, but at least we're looking at some additional regulatory action with mandatory reimbursement kicking in October, hopefully. The other story is Hyper. Hyper is an agent-based team augmentation technology that can do the grunt work in developing enterprise-grade solutions, production-ready. Hyper can create APIs, partition, synthesize data sets, train and tune models, and perform much of the foundational work necessary to develop robust solutions, in this case, against financial crime. The battleground for testing and refining the solution is the FCA Digital Sandbox. Here we use the synthetic data set comprising of many millions of records across 4 banks, tens of thousands of individual profiles, which simulate multiple fraud topologies. This rich data set allowed us to apply advanced, sometimes opaque AI algorithms, particularly pre-trained large language models, to create practical, operable solutions that function effectively on standard hardware. The team was tasked to identify a solution for real-time payments and transfers, the ethos being slides, practical, usable, working, explainable, evidence-based. The solution that we developed or during our experiments, we were able to train and deploy a model with 3 billion parameter setup, and that achieved nearly 4 nines of accuracy. The model could process transactions and provide near real-time responses with minimal false positives and negatives. But work is not just about technical accuracy, it's also about usability and practical application. We have developed APIs that simplify access to the solution, ensuring that they're easy to integrate and use within existing systems. Moreover, we emphasize the explainability of these models. So the tool enables us to identify fraud using advanced semantic and vector searching, and also provides a crucial layer of transparency with locally interpretable explanations, making the sophisticated algorithms accessible and understandable. So let's take a look at a few scenarios that we are executing in the sandbox. A transaction flagged by the model as fraudulent, categorized as an advanced fee scam. Okay, fair enough. The data insight or the explainability, the model identified that the merchant name and narrative as significant indicators of fraud. Mind you, the technology was not told about all these features and indicators and is able to experiment and come up with these ideas on its own. The API would also provide additional data showing similar past transactions classified as fraud, aiding in additional comprehensive investigative analysis. A purchase scam at Duns, flagged as potentially fraudulent based on a specific risk factor identified as a transaction type. Duns don't do transfers. As another purchase at Duns, quite clean when the transaction type is shopping.clothing, which showcases how the technology is adjusting classifications based on nuanced changes while keeping contextual and historical information in mind. Another scam, an impersonation scam. The insight here being that the bank balance is being emptied by the imposter, identified as a red flag, but not always. On the whole, we're able to analyze transaction data, identifying broader fraud patterns, and put them into action defensively. Emptying a bank account, well, you'd be surprised how many people have said to me, that sounds like a no-brainer in hindsight. Unusual transaction sizes and categories is a dynamic and complex issue, but we can see that the black box technologies can keep up with the context and then explain them as such. We have additional insights around evasion, but also around being able to redact a large part of the payment information and participant information while maintaining comparable accuracy, further alleviating concerns on data privacy, fairness, bias, and so on. So in summary, we leverage a small agile team supported by Hyper to develop an API-based solution ab initio that works in a sandbox environment against a practically new data set. Having said that, there are no silver bullets. We're not offering the God AI algorithm. We believe that this ecosystem demands measures and countermeasures. Our focus is on speed and agility, essential for adapting to the dynamic landscape of threat evolution. In the real world, while transaction monitoring is automated and straightforward, the evolution of AI enhanced and AI adaptive threats requires us to swiftly adapt and innovate. Our challenge is not just in detecting new threats, but in rapidly developing effective strategies and policies to mitigate them and put those rules in action. So our goal is clear: to outpace these evolving threats and keep us ahead in the battle. In other work that we're planning to do, we are looking at advanced detection systems in light of the uncertain future of the fraud landscape or the ecosystem. We're working on developing evasion and collusion strategies so we can challenge the model, but also that these are possible candidates for real world outcomes. We're working on RAG analysis for better performance and explainability of the context, on homomorphic encryption, so you can be more comfortable about data privacy. But quite importantly, we're working on translating model insights into rule processing language. So if your organization is not ready or willing to deploy models into production, then we would offer the insights in form of business rules in natural language, but also as an executable in an executable technology like rules. Would allow our technology to operate effectively in the background, just providing actionable, executable insights and rules. So our focus is on dynamic adaptation to regulatory changes and the landscape, with a significant emphasis on collaboration. So we're doing half the work. You are the other half. Our goal is to be faster, beat the fraudsters, and make it not worth their while. APP fraud should not be viable. More trouble than it's worth, and we need you. If you're passionate about this space, have ideas, we are hiring. But equally, we also want industry support in testing and validating our results. We can work in sandbox environments. We've shown that. We produce APIs that are easily integrable into your IAM and existing infrastructure. Commercial relationships, help us accelerate our vision. So we are open to innovative engagement models where the long-term benefits of innovation can be shared by its early supporters. So we'd love for you to work with us. Or if you're just curious about Hyper, send us an email. We're happy to take any questions. Thank you.